right, you guys. So today's workout is complete. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little hard today to just mentally be locked in. It's a lot going on, like in my personal life. But what I can say is, I never like to classify something as a bad day because most of the time it's just moments within the day that might not have been so good, right? But when you look at it as, oh, I'm having a bad day, you're setting your whole day up for being bad because that's what you're speaking. But if you just say things like, I'm having a few bad moments or I'm not feeling good right now, it changes the narrative. And, of course, it's easier said than done, right? You have to practice that. And over time, you'll become more familiar with using those phrases. When I'm just mentally not there or I have a lot on my mind, it used to be the determining factor of if I was going to work on my goals or not. I could never just put something to the side and still focus on the task at hand. I would always allow whatever was going on in my life to disrupt my entire flow for the day. Um, if I was feeling sad or anxious, I would sit in bed all day or I would eat. Like, let's say I was trying to lose weight that particular month or whatever. I would put working out on the back burner and just sulk in whatever is going on in my life. But over time, I've gotten a lot better at, kind of separating the two. Even if I don't feel good mentally, I still go through the motions. Or I might shorten my workout. You know, I think that doing something is better than doing nothing. Obviously, I want to do everything I showed up for, but at the end of the day, we're human, and sometimes life just be life. And one thing that keeps me going when I am not feeling my best emotionally or mentally, spiritually, whatever, is just reminding myself how far I've come. That's why I talk to you guys so much about the importance of taking your pictures and making your videos. Even if you don't post it, you guys, it makes the world of a difference. Because, like, for instance, today, before I even left the house, I was debating on whether or not to come. And it wasn't like I was physically sore or hurting or anything like that. It was all mental and emotional, right? It was all in my head. So I would, I went through my phone, went through my platforms, and just started scrolling through and just looking at my progress. And by doing that long enough, so like for a few minutes or whatever, it reminds me of my goals and what I'm trying to accomplish. And I could easily allow these bad moments that I'm experiencing right now to disrupt my flow. But I made a promise to myself years ago when I started this journey. I didn't want to be her anymore. I didn't want to keep living my life like that. I didn't want to allow certain circumstances to determine whether or not I was going to show up for me. And you shouldn't either. Always show up for you, no matter how hard it is. And some days, maybe you just can't. Shit happens. But you have to decide, is this really a day that I can't show up for myself, or is this just me learning how to control my emotions or lack thereof? Just remember that you're in control. I remind myself I'm in control of how I feel for the day. I can choose to be happy. I can choose to be sad. I can choose to be anxious or frustrated. I didn't always realize I had those choices. That's why I always resorted to food to help me feel better. But it never really worked. It worked in that moment, but once the cravings went away, I was right back to feeling however I felt before I binge ate. Um, so just remember, like I said, you get to control your emotions. Some things that I do that help most of the time with making sure I feel good is getting enough sleep, making sure I eat right, exercising, um, being intentional with what kind of content I consume, being intentional about who I'm around, practicing grace, writing out things that I'm thankful for, things that I've accomplished. These are all things that contribute to our emotional well being, right? And like I said, for the most part, it works. But earlier today, I had some moments of struggle. I just kind of was allowing things that are going on in my life to make me not feel as motivated or inspired or as energetic. It happens. Every day is not going to be a perfect day. I will say I hate feeling like this. Um, who likes to feel bad, right? It just it just is what it is. I'm also working on healing and dealing. Um, I think my biggest thing that I struggle with sometimes is forgiveness when it comes to people. Forgiving not only them for what I feel like they did wrong, but forgiving myself. That's the hard part for me, is forgiving myself. And I've told you guys before, I have struggled with being my own worst critic, being my own worst bully, you know, come a long way. But I still have times where I let my inner self get the best of me. And I think sometimes I struggle with, I should have knew better, or why did I allow that? Why did I tolerate that? You know, why did I allow them to disrespect me? Why did I stick around for as long as I did? And then I just start beating myself up for it. Like, oh, you should have knew better. The signs were there. What is wrong with you? You know? And then I just start to feel guilty. Um, and then it puts me in a mood, in this funk, in this negative spirit. And I hate being in that negative spirit because nothing great comes from that. It's just more and more negativity that you're spewing. Uh, and then you can't really accomplish what you want to accomplish for the day because it's like these negative internal thoughts in your head, you know. So, it's just a little bit of what I'm dealing with right now, or what I've been dealing with on and off this morning. I know it'll pass. It always does. It's just kind of like riding the wave. And, I'm proud of myself that I've gotten to a point in my journey, my mental health journey, where I don't resort to vices to avoid feeling how I feel. I allow myself to feel it before I would have went to drinking or weed or food, you know. Now, because I didn't want to feel the negativity, the guilt or the shame, whatever. Now I allow myself to just feel it and just suck it up. If I cry some tears, then I cry some tears. If I scream and shout, then I scream and shout. You know, if I just sit in silence, then I sit in silence. But over the past few years, I've allowed myself to feel what I'm feeling and know that it's okay to feel that. That doesn't mean that there's something wrong with me. It means that I'm healing. It means that I am allowing myself time to grieve whatever I feel like I lost. So, I just wanted to share that with you, share my perspective on that. If you're experiencing that, it just is life. You know, don't beat yourself up that nothing good comes from that. We're all human. We all deal with things differently. But just try your best to allow yourself to feel your emotions. Don't run from them. Don't try to put it off for later. I also pour into myself. I continue to make content and just express to you guys how I feel in the moment, like I'm doing right now. That helps a lot. Um, Yeah. So, I just want to be transparent with you guys. Today was a little, or not today, excuse me. These past few hours was just a little tough for me. But like I said, I know I'll get through it. I know I'll be back to my normal self in a few hours or so, maybe tomorrow, whatever. I know I'll come back to who I normally am. I'm just going to allow myself time to just experience the feelings that I'm experiencing, not run from it, not allow it to stop my day. I got to work extra hard today to feel happiness. I know I have a lot to be grateful for. I know I've come a long way, but sometimes that doesn't always fix how you feel, right? Just is what it is. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. Like I said, it was a great workout. Good shit. I'm gonna eat my post-workout meal and I'll see y'all a little bit later. Bye.